Hi, it's Linda. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have the Athlete's Fun Schooling Journal to share with you all. Homeschooling Curriculum Handbook for students majoring in sports, or who just enjoy sports. This one's a pretty thick book. So right here, sports covered in this book. You could go ahead and pause that if you'd like to read that. And then there's also choose your own sport in the back. So this book is for ages 10 and above. And to complete this guided learning journal, students need books, pencils, art materials, and films. This journal can be used daily for an intensive sports study lasting 6 weeks or once a week to last the school year. So you could use this by itself or with other journals. And then of course, if you're using it with other journals, you would not use so many pages in here. So right here's the instructions. They'll go to the library or from your own bookshelf or bookstore. Choose a total of 9 books about these topics and skills. And then so they would put that all in like a basket or somewhere where they're not going to lose their books, so they can just grab everything and go. Draw the covers and titles here. So they're going to pick 9 different books. And then they can also write the titles if they prefer. And then today's sport. And they're going to put the date, to-do list, a quote, today's moods, these are cute, today's chores, books, websites, and videos, resources I can use to study today's sport. Start your day by watching a competition involving today's sport. And of course, if you don't have time to do that, you don't have to, but that's a great idea. Math and research challenge. So right here's a math problem. They're going to solve it and they could illustrate their answer. Sports studies, today's basketball. It's research time. Use the internet, books, or tutorials and documentaries to study this sport or go see a game or competition. Draw any equipment needed for this sport. And again, you can either draw or write it out. Draw a player in uniform. You could even draw their uniform, like the t-shirt here. Draw a trophy or medal for this sport. Where did this sport originate from? How was this sport invented? Who are the main sponsors of the events of this sport? What is the name of the largest competition where this sport is played? Who is the #1 player of this sport? What makes them the best? How much money do they earn? Where do their earnings come from? And then with this one, there's so many questions right here. You probably wouldn't expect them to write complete sentences. Maybe they could just, do kind of like bullet point answers. Would you like to play this sport? Why or why not? What are the common injuries from playing this sport and random facts about the sport? And it says, say what? Invent your own comic book font and add words to the picture. Sports news. Open a newspaper or look online. What is happening in the world of sports today? Color the location of the event. Tell the story and illustrate the news. Screen time. So they're going to write the title, the screen time, producer, actors, draw a scene from the video, or they could write something out and they could rate it here. Make a comic from the video or imagination. So they have enough room to kind of make something in order. Drawing and reading time. Choose a few books from your stack to focus on today. Write down and draw anything that inspires you. So they could write, draw. They could also just write here. And you don't have to do this for 1 whole hour. You could do 15 minutes of reading, and then they come here and write down anything or draw what they read, and then later in the day they could do another 15 minutes if they prefer that way. Set the timer for 30 minutes and go outside to play. explore, and practice a sport. What do you plan to do on your free time? What do you want to practice? Do you have any goals? And then draw your goals. This is math practice. Use this page for math practice or design a sports field, rink, or play zone for the sport you are studying today. And then here's a nature study. Take this book outside and draw anything and everything that inspires you. And it starts again. This time it's on gymnastics. I should have counted those pages. So if you were using this by itself, you would use this as the new day, and then so they would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That would be 12 pages. And that's probably, you know, a good 4 hours of learning. Or more, depending on how, you know, how detailed they're going to do everything. So this would be a full day if they were doing only this journal and working from those date pages. I always call them the date pages. So this, now they're going into learning about football. So you could also make this last a whole week instead. So it could be this week's chores. What do they want to get done? And then on their to-do list for the week. So they could read up on football, watch YouTube, documentaries. So they would just pick a few pages a day. And then maybe they want to do another journal. So they could be working in several different ones. So let's count another one. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's about 12 pages. And then, so the setup is pretty much the same for each sport. Ooh, this sport is hunting. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. You have a great day.